livestream chats that with pandemics allowing, there will be also some kind of live event at some point to celebrate 10 years of Odd-Eyes Theatre. Yay! So it's great to start with Paola. Thank you, Paola.
Thank you.
Because you've been involved since way before, even before it was actually Odd-Eyes, since the very first pilots. So we had 3 pilots where myself and Nick as well, who's still a trustee at Odd-Eyes, we're trying out ideas of how to use various theatre techniques in the work with people with experience, you know, with a global experience. Now we say experience of migrations, but it wasn't just migration, you know, just people who had been living in other countries, who traveled a lot, you know, that kind of enjoyed the free movement back in the days.
Yeah.
And so you were involved there.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I remember that.
So I'm going to share some of the images. Yeah. So this is it. This picture, for example, is you in the very first workshops that you facilitated in this beautiful place in Stoke Newington that was quite bright. It had a lot of light. Yeah.
Yes.
This is Shelley. Yeah. I mean, what I love about these pictures of all your Commedia dell'Arte workshop is that, I mean, apart from some of them are really beautiful because some amazing photographers were actually involved, like Encarne Pintado, who is now one of the New York Times photographers, or Celia Teber as well, but also because they're really odd kind of like stuff that you make people do, so they're really photogenic. This is you and Chiara in Istanbul.
Oh yes, when we went, to play Family's album. Yeah, it was devised by all of us. Yeah, and we went.
Yeah, it was like the most portable tour I've ever done because it was just the 3 of us, and the amazing things that happened. I don't know if I ever told you, but after the show, it was you and Chiara performing 8 characters. You know, I asked for feedback from some people from this kind of Turkish audience, predominantly Turkish, because it was an international festival. And you were like, oh, well, yeah, I don't know. I liked the actors that were doing, I don't know, Pantalone and Arlecchino. I don't know about the others. I was like, it was the same ones. And his jaw just dropped. It was like, what do you mean? It was only 2 actors playing 8 characters.
Yes,
yeah.
We had quite fast changes as well. Yeah,
it was brilliant. This girl as well, it was our host, Nurten. He was, yeah. Do you remember she made us breakfast?
Yes, fantastic food. Yeah. They were very nice food. I loved it.
This one I think is from the workshop that you ran with Didi.
Didi, yeah. Yeah, it was in Hackney, close to Victoria Park. It was
What were you doing here?
What we were doing probably a bit of a Zani.
What was it?
Huh? Oh yeah, that's me.
You broke up a bit. No, that's not you.
That's Didi, yeah. Explaining
this is Pax. I think there's a little bit of delay. This is Pax, who's also done lots of things with us. It's got a really expressive face. So, but what do you think you are making them do? Like, they come out with these faces.
Yes, yeah. And this probably was the lover. Maybe this one without mask. One of the lovers is because some characters have masks and some don't. So the lovers don't wear a mask. They wear a big makeup, but they behave like a mask character. But yeah, they're stock characters. Yeah, that's a Pantalone. Yeah, going after the female servant, clearly.
Were these your masks as well? That in that workshop, is it your set of masks?
Yeah. This is one of the when they do the zanata, the different zanis together, playing together. Yeah.
The Zani, who are the servants, is that right?
Zani as the servant, the lowest. I mean, there are different levels of the servants, but Zani, Zania, they are the lowest servants. They are the emigrants. They were coming from the Alps, from the, and they were coming to Venice to work, and they were totally mistreated. So, but that is how with the Zani, the Commedia dell'Arte started. Le Zannate, the Zani together playing, you know, silly games and fooling. Yeah, this is yeah, playing Arlecchino, try to run away.
Yeah, this is Raymond. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but he was great. It was brilliant. Such a great energy. Oh yeah, this is the same one as before. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a few familiar faces. Pax again, look at like the range. It's great. This is the workshop with Anibal Zamora, who's now in Peru. I think he's on Facebook. I tried to reach him, but it wasn't available anymore. This is Barbara.
This is Arlecchino mask, yeah.
Perfect Zani, except. Oh, is it an Arlecchino mask? Oh,
yeah, that's Arlecchino mask, yeah.
Yeah. The Jana, still in London, has got a baby now. Is another one that doesn't need a mask. So, yes. So you run all this program with Odais, and obviously you run a lot more without. I can't see you anymore. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey with Commedia dell'Arte?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Venice, so I started in Venice. La Vogaria was the acting school there. That was the only one. So I started there. I didn't know anything about mask, and I remember they were very strict on, you know, steps and movements, very, very strict. And then I had various experiences. I was one of my teachers was Enrico Bonavera, which is the second Arlecchino al Teatro Piccolo di Milano. And then the working experience with Eugenio De Giorgi, still in, I mean, he was in Milan. So yeah, so that was my experience. Very, very technical, very precise teaching and very precise movement. From the early stage, I discovered Pantalone, which is my mask. I totally fell in love with it. And the mask fell in love with me. It was, you know, when you encounter the mask, you see the mask, and yeah, it was fantastic. And the first Pantalone mask was a Sartori mask, which is the top. Yeah, so Pantalone is the old merchant, the old guy, the one with the power. Speaks Venetian. Other characters speaks different dialects, because Commedia dell'Arte is a multi-language, multi-dialect form of theatre. So we have the Zani, the Zagna, the two servants, the emigrants coming from the Alps. They speak the Bergamasco dialect. You have the captain who pretends to speak Spanish, pretends to be Spanish. So we have the doctor, that is Dr. Balanzone. The doctor is from Bologna, who pretends to be a doctor, pretends that he went to the university, pretends to be a doctor, sometimes of medicine, sometimes of law. And so there are different stocks of characters. Then you have the lovers, that, you know, many, many different characters.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, this kind of like multicultural aspect is the reason why we thought initially that this is the kind of theatre that needed to be part of this international company that we wanted to set up. But then there's even more. I mean, there's all that part that you explained so well about how Commedia dell'Arte overcame the language barriers, because they were coming from all these parts. I mean, Italy wasn't even one nation, so the dialects were really distinctive languages. I guess, like, even now, to be honest, if someone from the north speaks like in Bergamasco and meets someone speaking strict Neapolitan, they wouldn't understand each other. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I also wanted to say, if people that, you know, if our friends on Facebook have questions for Paola, please, yeah, by all means, write them down and ask us. It'd be great to hear them. But my question was like, yeah, can you tell us how Commedia dell'Arte became, you know, overcame all the borders and then, you know, came out of Italy as well, and what kind of, yeah, how did that happen?
Yeah, as I said, it was a different dialect in different languages, so it's all very physical. And I have to say that also people recognize the masks. So the moment the actor enter with the Pantalone mask, they recognize the Pantalone, they know who is Pantalone. So there is a kind of knowledge of the stock mask. Obviously, there is the physical aspect of it. And also when the Commedia dell'Arte companies started to travel even abroad, like, they went all over Europe, they became so famous. They used also the grammar law. So basically, it's quite difficult to perform in a language that's not yours. So you have to, as you start to play with sounds. And grammar law is verbal and non-verbal sounds, so it's different from gibberish. Sometimes I start to explain like with the gibberish, but gibberish is like you make the sound pretending to speak another language. Ich habe zu viel gehabt, ich habe zu viel yeah, so I pretend to speak German, so you maybe sometimes put a word of the language, but you just pretend, embarrassing, so you sometimes you get, a word. So it's real great fun to play with that. But gibberish, it just, use the language to pretend. But with grammar law is that you mix different dialects, you mix different languages, but you put also sounds of, and there is obviously a lot of miming and movement, but not miming a Marcel Marceau kind of mime. It's different. And so, yeah, and also it was very, very good, great device to avoid the censorship. Because, if you want to say something that, some powerful people don't want to hear, don't want to, and you want to, you subvert, you like that, so it's a bit of subversion. Yeah, so, the censor person will come to the theater, taking notes of what you were saying, and then report to the power. But if you don't actually say anything, they can't write anything, do they? What did the actor said that it was not allowed, was not legal? Well, it was grammar law. So great device to helps the actor as well, because you don't, when you speak, you go through your brain, so there is you elaborate, while with sounds you just kind of you're freer. So that is grammar law.
That's great. You're getting lots of claps. I don't know if you're following on the Facebook thread as well, but people are clapping and saying, so good. It's great. And so the other thing that happened with Commedia dell'Arte, and it's the reason why we're celebrating today, and the other reason why you're the first guest of that celebration, is that the 25th of February is the International Day of Commedia dell'Arte. And because that's kind of like, by bringing it internationally, by bringing it to the squares, but also to court, they sort of created such a strong guild, I think. And why the 25th of February then? What happened on the 25th of February?
Yeah, the 25th of February 1545 is the date of a document that has been found. It's a notary document where it says that such an actor, they are working together and they support each other. They make a living out of their acting, and they support each other in their old age and their illness. So it's a contract. So it's the first contract that we have of professional actors, because that's called Commedia dell'Arte. With Commedia dell'Arte, we have the birth of the professional actor. It's in 1545. So this was a known company, so probably it started maybe 50 years before. But Commedia dell'Arte, among other things, gave to Europe the first professional actor, the idea of the professional actor. This is my job. Before it was in the courts, like, noble people just writing and performing, but it was not a job. It was for pleasure. There were the buffon in the market squares, but now we have companies where women are very important, by the way, who, that's their job. And they do from birth to the old age, because they were family run. And so that is why we are celebrating the 25th of February, and it's 1545, so it's quite a few centuries ago.
Great, listen, people are asking, can you give us a demo? Can you give us a demo?
So I'm going to I'm going to use this mask. This is a mask you can use as a zani or a zania, which is, as I said, is the servant, the lowest of the servants. There are different levels of servants, but this is the lowest. Comes from the valley, the Bergamo. So they speak this dialect. It's in Gramlo, so meaning I am mixing a bit of Italian, a bit of Bergamasco, a bit, sometimes I put some English, because we have also an international English audience, and sounds. The theme of the Zania is hunger. That's it, hunger. They are hungry, always hungry. They carry things, they work hard, they don't get, they get beaten, but they don't get food. In Venice, in the Republic, Venetian Republic, back in the 16th century, they had proper squad that were picking up the dead body of the starving people. That's how bad it was. So Zani and Zania represent these people, the starving people. So hunger is the theme of the mask. It's so hungry. They're so hungry, they come to eat themselves, eat young, shoulder, nose, out of hunger. This piece is about a dream. So the point is Zania or Zania dreams of a huge Pantagruelic meal, and then wakes up, and then we see what happens. So it's a dream of this Pantagruelic meal. So I'm going to turn to put the mask on. Yeah. This is, you don't want to show the transformation. It's the element magic, that you don't want to show how you transform. I'm going to put, yeah. Okay. Oh, Emilia! Are you back? What a year! What a year it has been! Oh boy, what a year! I remember the plague back in the 17th century. Oh my God, what a year! Right, I'm going to show you this. My dream. This big, huge Pantagruelic mill. Pot. Is it pot? Look at that. Oh, look at that. Water. Clean water. Fire. Water. Boiling. Polenta. Oh, polenta. Okay, polenta. Salt. Pepper. Flour. Another fire. Yes. Fry pan. bacon, cheese, salame, olive oil. La polenta. Le egg. Another fire. Right then. Oh, herbs. Garlic. Onion. Onion. La polenta. Lorraine. Knife. Oh, egg. Stuffing, piccione, quello, e gli metto di tutto, la colomba, il piccione, rosmarino. No, che tutto sapore che mi stai dando. Una polenta. Stai fermo là. Ready. My finger. It's not true. It was a dream. Oh. Che la guaiola Iccio. Bueno, grosso, Oh, what a meal! Oh. Okay, that was the end.
Brilliant. Ah, great. I really missed you. I missed watching you perform. It's great. It's so good. The fly on the screen is like, oh my God. Wonderful.
Yeah, this is a classic.
And, but this is, I mean, I'd like other people also to ask questions. But one question, I mean, I totally forgot this thing, and it'd be great to hear it again. How comes you choose one mask during the training? You were saying this is not your mask, really, is it? Your mask is pantalone. How does that work? What's the?
It's just that the mask chooses you. It's you meet. It's a kind of you do improvisation, you explore characters. I remember Enrico Bonavera, that's what we did. We did improvisation, we created characters, and then he opened and he showed the masks. I didn't know who they were. And when I saw the mask, that's it. It was love at first sight. It was like, that's my mask. And I didn't know. He didn't tell me anything, but then he said, yes, that's your mask. Yeah, so it's you. Okay. And also the thing is that when you perform, then the mask is created. You know, you find the character, but then the mask is created around the way you play the character, because there's no one pantalone identical to the other, because the actors are different. So, and I'm a woman, I'm playing.
But then they end up.
Yeah, I mean, all.
But then they would play that character, wouldn't they? They kind of like the actors would specialize in that character.
Yes, then you start to specialize on that character, and you create your own pantalone, you create your own zani, and then the mask maker creates the mask that's according to the way you play the character. So there are many different masks as a pantalone. In the way they are performed, the techniques are the same, but in the way they are performed, and because we're all different, so it's unique. You can have 100 pantalones and they'll all be different.
Yeah.
But you will recognize that as pantalone. The mask, it's got, and this can be used as a zania very easily, you know, and as a zania as well. Yeah.
Listen, there's so many things that are now kind of coming back to me, and I really hope that we will definitely be doing more Commedia dell'Arte with Odais. But I wonder, there's loads of people on Facebook that are saying amazing, super, wow, just brilliant. I wonder if you also have questions, people on Facebook. Hi, Benedetta. Oh yeah, Benedetta's saying, how do you keep fit during the lockdown?
I'm doing yoga.
Physical, I guess. I mean,
I'm doing yoga every day.
Which was one of your workshops.
I'm doing yoga every day. I'm actually becoming a yoga teacher in the meantime, because I didn't know what to do. So I'm doing a teacher training, yoga teacher training. So keep keep him busy, basically, and sane as well at the same time, because it's quite hard. But yeah, that's. I just wanted to add for the Commedia dell'Arte, which is, I think, is so underestimated, because it's an amazing training for actors. It is amazing. It teaches you everything. It teaches you the comic timing. It teaches you the physicality, the precisions. It teaches you how to create characters. And then when you work with the Commedia dell'Arte, it teaches you how comedy works, plot, and different also, because I mean, Zani and Zania, they are in their own way, they are tragic characters. You know, there's so many elements, but obviously it's in a comedy, so they're not, you know, nobody ever dies in Commedia dell'Arte. It's always but there are different elements there, and it teaches you as an actor, but as a performer, everything you need to know.
Yeah, and it's the basis for so much of the work we do, we still do. Let's have time for another questions from the friends on Facebook, or anything that you want to tell Paola before we close. Does anyone want to share something, say hi, say you just broke me at the workshop, something like that? We delayed a bit, so.
Yeah.
Listen, while people warm up, or maybe they won't warm up, I just wanted to say, yeah, thanks for starting off the celebrations. And yeah, another coinciding celebration with the International Commedia dell'Arte today.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'm sure we will do something soon together. And you know, we will have more of these chats, and as part of Odai's celebration, a celebration of all the people that have been involved in these 10 years. So hopefully you'll be involved on the other side as well, again. And yeah, there's no more questions, but everyone is saying, yay, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to Mary for actually managing all the technical aspects of this first live stream. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Bye.